I know you know this as a mama. You know that every single part of your child is interconnected. Their sleep, their mood, their behavior, their food cravings, the quality and frequency of their poops. You know that it's all interconnected. This isn't new news to you, but today I want to go in kind of deep in how it's also interconnected. What is at the very root of that? And if you've listened to previous episodes, you already know that the answer is their gut bacteria. Today, I want to kind of break it down on a spectrum so you can identify where your child is on this spectrum and you have this visual of where you want to move, and you know that there is absolutely hope in moving. So maybe your child's experiencing extreme symptoms. Extreme symptoms like eczema that is so itchy that they're always bleeding, or they've gone many weeks or months with really restless sleep and you are so crazy sleep deprived. Maybe they have colic and they scream for hours every day. Or maybe their symptoms are subtle. They have little bits of eczema here and there, or they have behavioral issues and you're parenting through them, but you're getting by. Or maybe they don't have any symptoms at all and they're rocking it. This episode is for you, no matter where you would say your child is right now. Because either way, this information is valuable to have so you're prepared when a gut imbalance does come up, because it's not a matter of if it will happen, it's when it happens and being prepared and knowing what to look for and how to make those connections. Because as I've said in all of my previous episodes, and I will continue to say in every episode so that it really drills into you and me, because I constantly have to be remembering this too, gut imbalance is common. Everyone experiences gut imbalance. Our gut bacteria fluctuates every single day. And when you have this visual of how to see your child's gut bacteria on a spectrum represented by their symptoms, it's a really quick way to evaluate their overall wellness, what's happening. So let's just jump right into this and take mental notes as we're moving along. Where are you and your child and everyone in your family on this spectrum? Okay, so there's 3 parts that we're going to go over: a significant imbalance, a minor imbalance, and a balanced gut. So what a significant imbalance looks like is life feels really impossible and miserable. Your child is in survival mode, which means you are in survival mode. They are not sleeping. They are screaming around the clock. They have the worst eczema you've ever seen. Their poop smells really sour. It might not be all of these symptoms, but whatever your child's symptoms are, they're extreme and they're all consuming. This is a significant imbalance. A minor imbalance is where life is manageable, but you notice subtle symptoms. You get headaches every now and then, but you just take ibuprofen and you get by. When you're having your menstrual cycle, you have PMS, but it's only for a week, and so you just let it slip by. Your child has behavioral issues, but you parent through them and it's fine. Everything is fine. Life is fine. This is where the majority of humans live, is right here with a minor imbalance. Fine. Life is fine. I personally didn't know that life beyond this existed. I didn't know there was a better option. So when my second child was born, pretty much from birth, he had a significant imbalance. And at that time, I did not know that all of his symptoms were connected to his gut bacteria. It took me 2.5 really long and hard years to learn this, but he had a significant imbalance. It was consuming our world. He was in pure survival mode. Okay, well, I learned how to rebalance his gut bacteria, and he moved from significant imbalance way over on the spectrum to where I'm going to get in just a second. Then I had my 3rd baby and my 4th baby, and all through this time, I never once paused to consider my own gut health because I was fine. I didn't have consistent symptoms or anything that I would say was upsetting me or bothering me. Well, we had our fourth child, and he too, around 4 months old, all of a sudden really started showing all of these symptoms of imbalance. So I followed the same gut rebalancing system that I had used to heal my second child, and all of his symptoms went away. That was when I was like, what are we doing here? There are no negative side effects to what we have done to support our children and heal their bodies from the inside. As a family, why don't we experiment living this as a lifestyle and just see what happens? So we went all in. And this is when I moved on the spectrum, where my entire life, like most humans, I lived in this minor imbalance, life is fine state of existence. Well, I implemented my whole gut nurturing system, and I quickly swung to a balanced state of existence, which is the third part on the spectrum. So significant imbalance, minor imbalance, and balanced. I would have never said, I probably have a gut imbalance. Never. I have ADHD. I, of course, am human and I have little things that come up, and I still do, even though I would say that overall I am now living in this balanced state of existence. But I did not have the capacity or the clarity to like pursue my dreams and like really go for things. Or I don't know. I'm really into mindset work. And when I moved on this spectrum, I was able to implement all of the mindset work that I've learned over the years with so much ease. My poops are more consistent. I don't experience PMS. All of these symptoms for me personally that my whole life I'd considered normal, yes, I learned they are common. They do not have to be our normal. And now that I've experienced this balanced state, which this is where life feels good. You're sleeping consistently, deeply. Your skin is healthy. Your poops are consistent and healthy. Your mood is stable and it aligns with who you know you are on the inside, who you know your child is on the inside. This is a balanced state of existence when overall your body is really aligned. Now, I want you to know that we are all always going to be moving on this spectrum. Not a single spot on here is a destination. And it's important that you know this no matter what extreme where you are, what extreme you're experiencing right now in yourself or your child. So if your child has a significant imbalance, maybe they've been here for years or months. This doesn't have to be the end. You can help support your child in moving on this spectrum. Same for yourself. If you are experiencing a minor imbalance, you too, just like me, can nurture your gut bacteria intentionally and move on this spectrum. And as I've said earlier, gut imbalance is common. So things are going to come up. Maybe you catch a cold. Maybe you have a stressful event come up. Maybe your child is teething and you go a few days and your sleep is disrupted. All of this can impact your gut bacteria, and it doesn't have to be a bad thing. This isn't bad. It's just having the awareness of what impacts our gut bacteria so we can pick up on the symptoms, place ourselves on this spectrum, and then move and support ourselves in the direction that we want to move. So I would say right now I am existing in this balanced state of existence. But that could shift a little bit. I could go, we just adopted a cat and he has this really amazing rhythm where he likes to wake up at 4:30 in the morning and pace laps really loud and meow a song while he's going, and it's so cute. But that does not fit into my optimal sleep patterns. And so I'm purposefully, intentionally extra nurturing my gut bacteria because I could very easily move on the spectrum back toward a minor imbalance. Which, if that happens, no big deal. I just intervene, super focus, and move myself over to this balanced state of existence. The most mind-blowing thing is I never knew that this level of living was possible. I thought life was good before. And even in my children, two of my children who have never experienced significant imbalance, they too were right here with minor imbalance. Whenever anything came up, we were fine. We were fine. Life felt good. It wasn't bad. But since implementing this for my whole family, my children, I can see it in them. The difference in them living in this balanced state of existence. Now, it's really hard to put this into words, and I hear this all the time from mamas who have worked through this spectrum with me. And they say, Sarah, I don't even know how to explain what life is like right now. It's too good to put into words. And so I'm finding that same struggle here with you today is how do I put this into words? The difference of moving your family on this spectrum to a balanced state of existence. Okay, I'm going to leave you with this today because I want you to fill your heart up with hope. Not a single spot on this spectrum is a destination. You have the power inside of you and in your mama intuition to place where you and your child are on this spectrum and commit to shifting, commit to moving on this spectrum to a more balanced state of existence. In my next episode, I'm going to help walk you through a couple ideas of what you can start doing right now to super focus on nurturing your gut bacteria. All right, mama, I will see you then.